Your 2012 CAR president, your 2001 CAR president, and NAR's 2013 president, Gary Thomas from Orange County, California. So 20% of that strategic thinking committee were Californians. The committee worked with the Swanepoel T3 Group, a highly recognized consulting firm specific to the real estate industry. The committee identified dangers likely to impact our industry over the next 3 to 5 years in 5 significant areas. Those areas are agents, brokers, National Association of Realtors, local real estate associations, and MLSs. Each section is 24 pages detailing the top 10 dangers and includes a checklist. Each danger that's identified is rated on probability, timing, impact, and index from low to critical, and how dangerous they are to that particular segment of the industry. Some highlights of that. You can download the danger report at dangerreport.com. And I urge you to do so, to check out the particular area, whether you're an agent, a broker, an MLS, or association staff member. You can look to see at the 10 dangers identified for your particular segment of the industry. So let's look at some. Now, each section has 10 different dangers identified. And I challenge you, I urge you to look at those 10 as they apply to you and pick your top 3. I want to talk just a few minutes about some of those pertaining to agents. My top 3, my personal top 3, the number 1 is the danger of masses of marginal agents destroying our reputation, and how that affects our industry. Number 2 on my list would be commissions spiraling downward. I don't like that. I don't know about you. And a big concern of ours should be the decline of relevancy of agents. It's interesting, for each one of these particular dangers identified in the danger report, it shows the causes and the probable solutions to, which is my personal favorite. I don't know about you, but I'm not really big on people dumping a problem on me without some sort of a solution. And I do like the danger report in that respect. It's interesting that each of those 3, masses of marginal agents destroying our reputation, commissions spiraling downward, and the decline of relevancy of us as realtors, as agents, in the danger report, the probability of that happening in the next 3 to 5 years is 5 out of 5. It's a given that those are going to affect us as agents. How many broker owners do we have in the area, in the room? So for the brokers, looking at the dangers impacting you, number 1 on the list with a 5 out of 5 probability is the regulatory tsunami hits. I don't know about you broker owners out there, but I own 2 large offices, and I have for 14 years now, and I am just astounded at in that period of time and how much regulation has hit us and what we have to do for that. Another danger that's identified as a 4 out of 5 is technology becomes a runaway train. With the regulations stating that we as brokerages must protect our clients' their identities and their private information, the danger of technology, of being hacked, is very, very real in today's world. Also, sales tax threatens margins. In Sacramento, in some politicians' benevolent wisdom, they believe that we should have a sales tax on your commissions. Not only your commissions, but for the cost of escrow, home warranty, termite. Everything should be taxed. That is a real danger for brokers already working on small margins. Because I'm speaking today at a local association, I'd like to focus on three things that the Danger Report identifies as impacting local associations. And they're all kind of interrelated. The first, in no particular order, but the first would be the leaders of the association not in unison with a fast-paced world. Your local association has great leadership, but many, many local associations in the state and the nation are not so lucky. Another danger would be too many uninformed decisions are being taken, and broad resistance to consolidation. Many, many, many small associations that are not delivering, unlike your association, that are not delivering proper services to their members are still resistant of consolidating perhaps with other associations for economy of scale to deliver proper services. Let's look at some dangers impacting MLSs. This is probably one of the most important things that we can look at in our industry for the near term. Number one danger with a 5 out of 5 probability is entry into the MLS arena by a new player. Some danger that somebody could invent some type of MLS that would take away the importance of our own MLS, and therefore we could lose control of our information. Control of a national MLS. There are those outside of our industry that would love to control our information on our listings and our sold information for their own financial gain. And we're always in our industry having a danger of somebody outside of our industry inventing a better mousetrap. So I urge you to yourself look at the Danger Report. How many are realtors, not broker owners in the room? Okay, and then how many broker owners do we have? Fantastic. I urge you to download the Danger Report at dangerreport.com and see how those 10 areas could impact you in the next 3 to 5 years. Agents, brokers, and local associations must deal with these dangers and figure out how, using the suggestions from the Danger Report, how to best serve their clients and their members. Read it, understand its purpose, and know its content, and use the knowledge to your advantage. Stay relevant, at the center of the transaction, promote professionalism, and perhaps most importantly, stay profitable, be profitable. So agents, brokers, national association, local associations, and MLSs must continue to be forward-thinking, proactive and changing to meet the needs of consumers, agents, members faced with new technologies, business models, and outsiders only interested in making a quick buck on our ever-changing industry. We certainly don't want to be caught unaware like the taxi travel, hotel, and other industries have been. So it's incumbent upon each one of us, whatever role we play in our industry, to be aware and proactive. You know, over the past 22 years as a CAR director, I've been very fortunate to have been asked by California Association of Realtors leadership to participate in many areas, most recently on the political and policy side of the association. Very recently I chaired CREPAC and CREAC, which are CAR's Political Action Committee and Independent Expenditure Committee. CAR, on your behalf and your clients' behalf, is very pragmatic. CAR is aware that in the state legislature there are many seats that are safe. There are many seats that a Republican will always or almost always be elected. We are also pragmatic that in many seats the same holds true for Democrats. So unlike most other business groups, CAR supports moderate candidates from both sides of the aisle. We're not Democrat, we're not Republican, we're the Realtor Party. As a result, CAR has been amazingly successful in supporting moderate candidates and legislators from both parties that are supportive of housing issues important to our industry and clients. In recent election cycles, CAR has had an 85 to 95% success rate in electing moderate candidates that we supported. When you compare that to the State Chamber of Commerce, another major business group that supports candidates, their success rate in the same election cycles has been 0 to 10% by not being pragmatic. I've seen firsthand how CAR has grown to be one of the most respected, and sometimes feared, trade association in the state. The result is that everybody wants to know who the realtors are supporting. Prior to my involvement with CREPAC and CREAC, I chaired the state CAR's legislative committee. And through the legislative committee, CAR's board of directors and Sacramento staff, CAR sponsors, supports, or opposes legislation depending on its impact on the industry and our clients. Everybody wants to know CAR's position. Everybody in Sacramento wants to know CAR's position on bills in Sacramento. It's interesting that politicians, their staff, and other industry lobbyists now often call CAR offices to ask our opinion on issues and pending legislation or proposed legislation. I've also served on IMPACT, which is CAR's Issues Mobilization PAC. That deals with issues like local ordinances and programs that either help or hinder our industry. Things like point-of-sale taxes, sidewalk repair ordinances, low flush toilets, and other retrofitting and etc. Now I know that in this particular area, it's amazing how many bills are introduced in Sacramento where politicians feel that your clients, when they sell their house, they should be forced to spend money to do certain things, like retrofit. There was a bill introduced several years ago that at point of sale, all lead, like in lead-based paint, would have to be remediated. In other words, lead-based paint, those houses that were built prior to 1978 that had the potential to have lead-based paint would have had to scrape all that paint off and remediate it, costing thousands and thousands of dollars. There are proposals now in the city of Los Angeles, which some of you do business in, to where the owner of a property, the seller of a property, would have to repair the sidewalks in front of their home that are damaged because of trees the city of Los Angeles required the builder that built the house to plant. And the proposal is not only to charge them for it, but the city would actually hold the money till some uncertain date when the work would be done. CAR is steadfastly opposed to point-of-sale mandates. So why is CAR politically active? It's very, very simple. In the political world, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. I've also chaired and served on a number of policy and member services committees and task forces such as Housing Opportunity, Expo, Defense Strategy Advisory, Errors and Emissions Insurance Availability, and Standard Forms, and etc. Each step along the way, I have been proud and fortunate to serve with members of the West San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors. Based on the bright minds your association continues to be led by and sends to be directors of both CAR and NAR, it appears that your members, the agents and brokers, are in good hands. You're very, very fortunate. Not all associations can say that. I'd like to give a shout out to CAR directors from your association that spend their time away from their businesses to give time for you and your clients on their behalf. Let's recognize them. Tom Berge Jr.
Yay!
D.A.N.G.E.R. Kevin Kwan. Susie Dunkel Soto. Helen Marston. Giuseppe Benziano. What a great name. Lee Lieber. Ling Chao. Lorraine Clark. Tom Berge Sr. and Brian Chen. Again, these folks give their time away from their businesses to support you and your clients. Give them a hand once again. Because myself, my family, and my agents have benefited greatly from this industry, I believe it's time I stepped up to strategize and implement programs, services, and sponsor helpful and oppose harmful legislation, support candidates and legislators that understand the value of our industry, and fiercely oppose those who don't. Therefore, I am a candidate for CAR 2017 President-elect. I look forward to continuing to work with the many directors the West San Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors sends to the California Association and the National Association as directors. CAR is going to need them. You're going to need them. And you and I are very, very fortunate to have them. Please get to know those agents and brokers in your association that do give their time to this industry in order to serve our clients and preserve our place as realtors where we belong at the center of the transaction. Thank you very much.